Hello and welcome to Module 6 of Requirements 101. Module 6 is an extension of Module 5 on the importance of the correct use of spelling and grammar in our requirements. As it is an extension of the previous module, we will skip the recap and get straight into the main topic. Please recall from Module 2 that we will now be writing individual requirements that can be extracted and reused in other specifications or on other projects. Each requirement, therefore, must be able to stand alone. On reading it and knowing the context, you should have all the information you need. Thus, another important rule in requirements writing is to avoid using pronouns in the requirement statement. What is a pronoun? Well, there are many different types of pronouns, such as personal and reflexive. But for Requirements 101, we need to watch out for these ones. Pronouns like it, this, these, they frequently creep into our requirements, introducing ambiguity into the statements. The ambiguity comes from the fact that the noun, which is being referred to, is not always clear, and we must strive for clarity. Here is an example of what to avoid in your requirements writing. Neither requirement stands alone. The use of they in Requirement 1 to refer back to the section heading is poor requirements writing. And in the second requirement, it is totally ambiguous if the claxons are not supposed to hamper the work of the operators, or if the operators mustn't be able to hamper the working of the claxons. Unclear, ambiguous, not done. Here's an alternative set with the pronouns replaced with the actual nouns. Now, they're still not the greatest of requirements, and we will continue to improve them in upcoming modules. Here's another example. Why don't you have a go at rewriting these requirements? Just as in Module 5, grab a pen and a piece of paper and rewrite these requirements. Remember, you want to remove any ambiguity by removing the pronouns. This is what we made of the original statements. The controller shall display the high-priority notifications to the operator and update the display every 10 seconds. A couple of things worth mentioning here. Firstly, requirements writing is not an exact science. So if you come up with something different, then that does not necessarily mean your answer is wrong. It could be better than ours. Secondly, you will notice that we have used a conjunction to combine the two requirements into one. Have we not just broken the rule of one requirement at a time? Well, if you recall, in Module 2, we explained that where the two requirements are so closely related, and the action of checking that the requirements have been met is essentially done by a single person at the same time, then in these cases it is okay to use and to combine these two elements into one requirement statement. And indeed, in this case, the requirement is for the operator to see an up-to-date relevant list of high-priority notifications displayed. These two elements would indeed be verified by the same person as part of the same check at the same time. So it is okay to combine the two parts into one requirement statement. We hope that's clear. Have another go at fixing this requirement statement. Same as before, grab a pen and paper and rewrite these requirements to remove any ambiguity. In the original requirement, it is unclear if the user is being provided with the ability to turn the touch screens off or the audio feedback. An excellent example of why we avoid using pronouns to refer back to something else. And out of interest, what happens if you want to turn the audio feedback back on? That capability is not reflected in the original requirement when it's most likely needed. So here's our proposal. In this case, the audio feedback and the ability to switch the audio feedback on and off are two distinct requirements. And verifying the two requirements have been met requires two distinct checks that might be carried out by two different people and at different times. Hence, we have split them up into two separate requirement statements. You will also notice that we have changed the structure of the second requirement from the user being able to do something to the system allowing the user to do something. This will be the subject of our next module. So that's Module 6, a nice, short, but no less important module on the use of pronouns like it, they, then, these in our requirements. To avoid ambiguity, we avoid using pronouns in requirements. We write standalone requirements where the subject and the object are clear to the reader so that what we need gets done, and we can more confidently reuse our requirements. And here's a funny cat meme for your enjoyment, because why not?